The college basketball landscape is shifting under our feet as the sport's biggest names face a massive reset. We are diving deep into the state of the Blueblood rebuilds as Kansas, Kentucky, and North Carolina navigate unprecedented roster overhauls this offseason. Bill Self at Kansas is hunting for a new core, Mark Pope is looking to spark a new era at Kentucky, and Michael Malone is stepping in to steady the ship at North Carolina after a wave of departures. These legendary programs are fighting to stay at the top, and the pressure is already mounting for next season.
Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 mAh power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Villanova is making major moves in the transfer market to bolster their backcourt for the upcoming campaign. After locking in point guard Elijah Crawford, the Wildcats have secured a commitment from sharpshooter Darryl Simmons II. Simmons comes over from St. Bonaventure with a reputation as a pure bucket getter who can light up the scoreboard from behind the arc. With this addition, Villanova is assembling a lethal reserve unit that could be one of the most dangerous in the country. The Vanderbilt baseball team is currently facing a high-stakes battle to keep their historic postseason streak alive. The Commodores hold the nation's longest active streak of 19 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances, but they find themselves in a precarious spot as the regular season winds down. While the team is crushing the ball at a record-setting pace with home run leaders like Brodie Johnston and Braden Holcomb, their pitching staff is struggling with injuries and a high team era. They need to turn things around fast against tough upcoming series to avoid missing the tournament. Seton Hall basketball is doubling down on guard depth with the latest addition of transfer Roddie Anderson from Xavier. Head coach Shaheen Holloway is clearly building a specific identity for his roster, prioritizing experienced combo guards as Anderson joins a backcourt that already features Simeon Wilcher and Del Jones. This rebuilding effort is focused on bringing tough, proven talent to New Jersey for a fresh run at the Big East. For all the latest updates on these stories and more, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. If you thought the constant roster turnover in college basketball was just a passing phase, think again. The transfer portal era has officially flipped the script, turning the sport into a high-stakes game of musical chairs where teams are regularly replacing 7 or 8 players in a single spring. It's the new normal, and frankly, it's chaotic. While we've already dissected the final 4 squads, today we're turning our magnifying glass on the real heavyweights: Kansas, Kentucky, and North Carolina. These 3 programs define what it means to be a blue blood, yet all 3 crashed out of the NCAA tournament early and are now facing massive, high-pressure rebuilds. Let's start with Kansas and Bill Self. If you're looking for a coach with a mountain to climb, this is it. The Jayhawks are bleeding talent, losing Flory Bidunga to Louisville and seeing Bryson Tiller commit to rival Missouri are gut punches that sting even for a powerhouse. While they've brought in a solid freshman class led by Talon Kinney and snagged Keanu Dawes from the portal, they are still hunting for that missing piece, a versatile wing scorer. All eyes are on the recruitment of top prospect Tyron Stokes, who is essentially the crown jewel of this offseason. Over at Kentucky, it's a whole new world under Mark Pope. After a roller coaster season that ended in disaster, the roster was gutted. But don't count them out just yet. Pope has been aggressive, securing Zoom Diallo and Alex Wilkins, who bring some much-needed electricity to the backcourt. The big question in Lexington? Whether Pope managed to swipe momentum in the race for Tyron Stokes. If they land him, the entire narrative in Kentucky shifts overnight. Finally, we have the post-Hubert Davis era at North Carolina. New head coach Michael Malone has inherited a massive project. With 9 players hitting the portal and top recruit Dylan Mingo decommitting, the stability of the program rests on one person, Henry Visar. If Visar returns, Malone has a cornerstone to build around. If he leaves, the Tar Heels are in scramble mode. It is a fascinating, high-stakes game of roster management that will define the upcoming season for all 3 schools. Who do you think is handling the portal pressure best, Self, Pope, or Malone? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the changing landscape of college hoops. Because one thing is for sure, the traditional definition of a rebuild is changing, and no one is safe. What is better than landing a prime point guard? Landing a lethal backup less than 24 hours later. Villanova is on an absolute heater right now, and the addition of Darryl Simmons II proves that Kevin Willard isn't just looking for bodies. He is looking for pure, high-octane scoring. Coming over from St. Bonaventure, Simmons was a standout in the Atlantic 10, putting up a staggering 16.4 points per game. But here is the real kicker. The guy is a sniper. He led his conference with nearly 3 triples per game while shooting an incredibly efficient 42.5%. If you want a definition of a bucket, that is it. Now, I know what you're thinking. At 511, the transition to the grit and physicality of Big East play is going to be the ultimate litmus test. Can his shot creation hold up against bigger, faster defenders? We are about to find out, but paired alongside Jake Fegan, Villanova has suddenly built what might be the most dangerous reserve backcourt in the entire country. These two aren't just bench warmers. They provide that elite floor spacing and secondary ball handling that this roster was clearly lacking. When you look at how they project to work with guys like Devin Royal and Quame Evans Jr., the chemistry on paper looks almost too good to be true. With this latest move, the Wildcats roster is really starting to look like a cohesive unit. Between Crawford, Simmons, Fegan, and the rest of the young core like Tyler Perkins and Matt Hodge, the pieces are falling into place perfectly. Sure, they still need to bolster the center position and add some frontcourt depth, but the trajectory here is undeniable. If you're a Wildcats fan, you have to be feeling pretty good about how this squad is shaping up for next season. Are you sold on this new-look Villanova backcourt, or are you waiting to see how they handle the Big East heat? Let me know your take in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our deep dive into the rest of the off-season shakeups. After all, the games are won in the spring and summer, but they are built on the foundations laid right now. Is the era of Vanderbilt baseball dominance coming to an abrupt end? For 19 consecutive seasons, the Commodores have punched their ticket to the NCAA Tournament, a run of consistency that is the envy of college baseball. But right now, that historic streak is dangling by a thread. Just a year ago, Vandy was a juggernaut, rattling off 22 wins in 30 games to secure a top seed. Fast forward to today, and the conversation has shifted from winning trophies to simply staying alive. With a 24-17 record and an RPI sitting at a precarious 72, the experts at Baseball America and D1 Baseball currently have the Commodores on the outside looking in. It is a stunning reality check for a program that usually expects to be competing in Omaha. So what is the story here? Well, it is a tale of two extremes. On one hand, the offense is absolutely electric. This team is rewriting the history books, smashing home runs at a school record clip. With 85 homers in just 41 games, they are obliterating the pace of the legendary 2019 squad. Power hitters like Brody Johnston, Braden Holcomb, and Mike Mancini are making every pitch count, keeping the team afloat with sheer offensive firepower. But that is where the good news ends. The flip side is a pitching staff decimated by injuries and struggling to find its footing. With an era hovering near 5.5 and a rotation full of arms sporting numbers north of 4 or even 9, the mound has become a liability rather than a sanctuary. The loss of Austin Nye early in the season was a crushing blow, and the lack of depth has left the coaching staff scrambling to piece together innings. Now, the path ahead is brutal, but it is also the perfect stage for a comeback. With a massive series against Texas and a trip to Alabama on the horizon, Vandy has every opportunity to skyrocket their RPI and force their way back into the selection committee's good graces. They need a late-season surge, just like they found last year, to prove that this program is defined by resilience, not just tradition. Do you think this offense has enough juice to outslug the competition and keep the streak alive for a 20th year? Or is the pitching deficit simply too deep a hole to climb out of? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you're pulling for a late-season miracle, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates as this tournament race goes down to the wire. Sometimes, it is not how you start the season that defines you. It is whether you can find your swing when your back is against the wall. Big East basketball just got a little more crowded, and Shaheen Holloway is clearly building with a very specific blueprint in mind. Seton Hall has officially landed Roddie Anderson, the Xavier transfer guard who is ready to bring his veteran grit to South Orange. If you think this is just another roster move, look closer. This is the third transfer guard Holloway has added this cycle, signaling a total backcourt overhaul. So, who exactly is Roddie Anderson, and why does he fit this puzzle? First, let's talk experience. Anderson is a redshirt senior with 1 year left, and he's been around the block, moving from UC San Diego to Boise State and finally to Xavier. He's not a project. He's a battle-tested producer who averaged nearly 11 points a game last season. While he's not going to lead the league in three-point percentage, his value lies in his disruptive defense and his ability to hunt passing lanes, a trait that fits perfectly into the tough, high-energy style that defines a Shaheen Holloway squad. We saw flashes of his upside last year when he torched Providence for 27 points and hung 21 on Georgetown. He's a guy who isn't afraid of the big stage, even if his efficiency numbers have fluctuated. But here is the real takeaway. Look at the construction of this team. Holloway is collecting a specific breed of athlete, versatile combo guards who can defend and attack, rather than waiting for one-dimensional sharpshooters to bail them out. It's a physical, grind-it-out philosophy that mirrors what we've seen in his previous rotations. Is this guard-heavy strategy the secret sauce that will propel Seton Hall back to the top of the conference, or is the team missing that pure perimeter sniper? I want to hear your take. Drop a comment below, and let me know if you think this backcourt has enough firepower to compete with the Big East elite. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the portal madness. At the end of the day, games aren't won on paper, but if intensity is the metric, Holloway might just have the most dangerous backcourt in the league.